World of windmills, dreams, and steady sparks of light. Model cars, giant schematics, pop culture in full flight. Sci-fi worlds he brings to life, each piece placed just so right. Step by step, a marvel grows in his hands, pure midnight. Waves, world building dreams, a vision clear as day. Every model ever seen, crafted his own way. taking every journey grand in his mind through his YouTube lair. In each frame the universe blooms, tools and time into passion drives every beat, a symphony in his room. From classic rides to space-time, details deep, he's our guide. Worlds imagine taking flight, shining in the studio light. From classic rides to space-time, details deep, he's our guide. Worlds imagine taking flight, shining in the studio light.
Good evening and welcome to another Thursday Night Live where we chat randomly about anything and everything, and who knows where the conversation goes. But obviously, a bit rusty. Didn't get to do it last week because I was sunning myself in Sorrento. So I'm back now. I came back on the Friday. I'll tell you about that in a second. First off, I want to thank Jim Strover in chat there. Look, he got me this cool LA Rams shirt, which is my new size. Can you believe I'm large now? So let me show you the back. There's the back. Rams, look, get in there. The Rams have beat San Francisco 49ers this week, so I was happy. Very happy. Hello, Christian from Grantham.
Let's give it up big time. Hello, Christian from Grantham. Now let's get cracking.
Yep, you're absolutely right. It has been over a month now, because I filmed a video today. Tomorrow on the channel is going to be Titanic, pack 20 of the Titanic. So looking good. And I get to try all the propellers out and install the engines and all of that. So you'll see that on the channel tomorrow. Then I think we'll have a video on Saturday this week, which is going to be the Lancaster bomber. I think. If there isn't, it'll be out on Monday. We'll have to see. Because busy weekend. Since I got back, I've been non-stop. It's been crazy. Wayne is half the man he used to be. Yes, look how thin I am. So if anyone's counting, I don't know how when I started this thing. So I was 16.9 when I first started this keto diet I'm on. I am now 15 stone. I've got to 15 stone in, I don't know, 3 weeks to 4 weeks, 3 weeks to a month. Mrs. Welder Wayne will tell you I haven't got a clue. So obviously I've had to buy all these new clothes, and thanks to Jim, I've got a perfect LA Rams top, and I'm sure it must have been painful for Jim to actually buy this because Jim's a Buffalo Bills fan, and they've had a storming game again like this week, so that's all good. But you get close to the table, I certainly do. Wait, you just did pack forward a Terminator T800 build. God, it's been a while since I did that. You know what, Joseph? I was thinking about bringing the Terminator back down here, you know. So, because a lot of things are going to be moving. I'll talk about that later as well. First off, big congratulations to my pal, Russell Smith. You've seen him in the workshop before. He's joined me for a couple of live streams. That's why I was in Sorrento. My brother got married. So this is the view from our balcony, and this is going to start a story. So this is the view from our balcony. There's Russell and me in my linen top, and we had a lovely view of these Sorrento mountains behind us. Now, the weather for his wedding was absolutely, you couldn't have asked for more perfect weather. Not too hot, not too cold. It was just perfect. And we had blue skies for the whole thing. And he got married quite late, at 4:30. And then we went off to a really nice hotel called the Royal Hotel, the Grand Hotel. I don't know, something like that. Very, very posh. And then we had the dinners, we had the speeches, everything in perfect weather. But the Bay of Naples had lightning and thunder everywhere. So we're watching the speeches, but looking at all the thunder and lightning all around us. But it didn't hit us. Speeches ended. And then all the tables got packed away. And then there was a room that we could go in. And that's where sort of like the dancing and stuff happened. And at the point where we just went into that room, this happened. My first worry on that little video there was obviously the rain was torrential. That lasted about half an hour and then it was fine after that. The lamps are outside. Now, I don't know if they're electric powered or what, but, you know, water and electric doesn't mix. Or you'd think it doesn't mix. And that brings on to this little bad boy. Now, I've been advertising this since I got it. And I know Pitstain Hobbies, Ian's got one. I think Todd McWilliams has got one. And this is the Pocket 3, DJI Pocket 3. Not a cheap camera, this is. You can get it for $499. If you have it as a creator pack, it's £699. But it does 4K, it's stable, it's perfect. Stupid me, when you saw that picture of me and Russell on the balcony, left it on the table. I'm on the top floor, no cover at all, went to the wedding, and all that rain happened. This got absolutely soaked. So I just wrapped it in a towel, went to bed. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning then. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to deal with the problem with that in the morning. I've probably broke it. This thing where people on the internet, when they review it, say that it's not very good at withstanding weather. This thing withstood every bit of weather it was thrown on it. It was submerged pretty much in water. No water damage on the screen. It's working absolutely perfect. So I was very grateful that I didn't damage that. But I did get quite a lot of footage. But that was crazy. Absolutely crazy. And then it's 2.5 hours to get back from Sorrento to Naples because the roads are terrible and Italians don't believe in traffic lights. So it's every man for himself. So a 50-minute drive took 2.5 hours. And then my flight was delayed by an hour and a half. So when I got to England, probably about, I don't know, 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, I'm walking through London like a zombie. And then there was a guy, now I don't know your name. I should have asked your name. I know you go by the name G on Instagram, who I was wearing my earbuds and he asked me to take my earbuds out and said, did you enjoy your holiday at World of Wayne, right? And it's one of the viewers for the channel. So I had to apologize on his Instagram because he did greet me on Instagram as well and just say, look, I was away with the fairies. But it was nice seeing someone in the UK when I came back, which is cool. You just got that camera this week. Well, I thought you were in the Dominican now, David. It's a brilliant camera. I don't advise leaving it out in the rain, trust me. And the fact that it was in its case like this, and I can't remember if I had it that way round, which might have protected it. I'm guessing it might have been that way round. So that probably would have protected it rather than that way. I don't know, but I was very, very lucky. Great camera though, David. But if you are off to the Dominican soon, then good luck. I hope you have a good time with that. Just to let you know, everything is now confirmed. Definitely going to New York Comic Con. So I'm going to be there on the 17th, Friday, the 17th, pretty much all day. Well, especially from 9 o'clock in the morning till probably about 4 o'clock, 4:30, because then I've got to go to JFK and get my flight back to England. But I'm going to be in New York from the Wednesday. So that's going to be fun. So that's October 17th. So I am going to be away again. How disgusting, huh? That I'm going to be away on holiday. And that's probably the reason why I've got R2 up here with me at the moment, is because I was just doing a promotional video just to say I'm going to be there. So you'll probably see that around on all your social media channels. I will pick up to chat. You know me, I'll do my monologue. I love my monologue. Doing my monologue all the time. What else has been going on? So I've come back and I've been doing quite a lot of the builds. Now, I have now got pack 9 and 10 of the Agora Models DB5. So I'm going to be doing that hopefully next week. I'm definitely finishing that. I keep saying I will. I definitely finish that. So when that's finished, I could bring the LaFerrari up there to stare at that for a little while before I do it. And you will notice Optimus Prime's back in here because we've got the base. The base is controlled by a remote. And as you can see, the lights come on and the light there comes on as well. Looking pretty cool. What's really weird about it is the base takes 4 AA batteries, but this little tiny remote control, which you'd expect to take a C-cell battery, takes one of those 1-inch 12-volt batteries in there. 12-volt battery in there. So you need one of those, I don't know what number it is, but one of those little 12-volt batteries is in there to power that. So what I've done is I've basically bypassed the battery in that, and I've connected that up to the USB as well. So now that's powered by both. That's always going to be on. There's probably a reason why there's a delay in the stands going out. And I think it's got something to do with the fact that the box, I'm not kidding, is probably about 1 meter wide by 1 meter wide square by about, I don't know, 60 centimeters deep. It's ginormous. And you think about how many of them you can probably get in a container. It would fill a container up instantly, I think. So that's probably why there's a bit of delay getting these out at the moment. Dead easy to put together. It's just 2 bits of plastic that you screw in, put the batteries in. Even that thing at the top is just a push in with a plug. So dead easy. You'd have it done in like 3 minutes. But looking pretty cool, huh? Good old Optimus Prime. Now, normally tonight, there's a couple of things that I'd normally do. I'd normally give you the weather report. There's no way I'm going outside at the moment. You thought this was bad. You thought that was bad. It's doing that at the moment out there, and it's been doing that pretty much for a week, so I don't want to get any more of my technology wet. So that's crazy. It's good to see Paul Ryder in chat at the moment. Paul Ryder's been very ill, and from what I understand, you've been blue lit to the hospital 9 times now. Is that right? I think Sophie was telling me that. Sophie, I think Sonia was telling me that. 9 times. You need to get better to get to Telford, Paul. So hopefully they're getting you on the mend and giving you the medication you need. But wishing you well, mate. We did ask you about you last night on the Patreon stream, so hoping you're getting better there. On the Patreon stream last night, we were working on the Enterprise, showing everyone how to do Arduinos with ChatGPT. So it did everything I needed to do. So that was cool. And we put some more resin in the windows to do issue, what was it, pack 3 we did last night? Pack 3. So we're on pack 3 of that. So that's cool as well. And I think, just looking around, because, you know, it's been a while, that's it. The only other thing is I'd normally show you some retro item from the 80s. Well, I've been really busy since the last stream. So you remember I was after that Technic Z1 unit? Couldn't get a Technic Z1, but I got the later model, which is black. I bought that. So I've now got turntable, cassette deck, CD player, tuner, everything. And it all works perfectly. As a matter of fact, I don't own any CDs. I now own 25 CDs. Because if you go on eBay and to Music Magpie, they're like £2 each. So I've been buying soundtracks. I've got the John Barry Dances with Wolves soundtrack. Cool Running soundtrack. I've just got loads. Les Mis, Lion King. There's just like... Mrs. Wilder Wayne's bought some Kate Bush. We've been having a CD frenzy. And I've also got some vinyl records on the way. So I already had some vinyl and they all play perfectly after 40 years. But I managed to get the Karate Kid Bill Conti score, which doesn't come out until October the 17th, I think. And that's a special edition. I think there's only 3,000 made for that. And Jonathan Haynes, one of the viewers here, has got me the Alan Silvestri Forrest Gump score, which I think is absolutely brilliant. Again, a limited edition blue disc. Jonathan, if you're watching, your engine is done. Because I was building the engine for him for the Batmobile. And it's all boxed up, ready to go. So we'll post that tomorrow. Hopefully you'll get that Saturday or Monday. Oh, I think we're good. I think that's my monologue today. No, we're not done. Because I was talking about 80s stuff. Okay. So what we're going to do is my son should be getting his moving date probably next week. So I'm hoping in the next 4 to 5 weeks. I'm not hoping. That's a bad thing to say. It's with sadness and regret that he's going to be leaving and leaving a room here. So I'm going to be doing a series of turning a room into a YouTube studio, specifically an 80s themed room. And that's what we're going to do. Kallax units, CRT TVs, ZX Spectrums, Commodore 64s, you name it. Going to be putting it in that room. It's going to be my new live stream studio, not my build studio, my live stream studio. So that's what we're going to be working out. So I'm going to do a feature on that. I think it's going to be fun seeing some of the 80s stuff that I've been bringing in. I've taken out the box that I had here of 80s stuff. That's in the house, all ready to go up there as well. So I've been doing a lot of preparation for that. So I'm hoping that come Christmas, we'll do the Christmas stream in that room. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how much we do. Otherwise, if he hasn't moved out, we're back in here, me and Mrs. Wilder Wayne. Just me, Mrs. Wilder Wayne, and our rum. All good. Okay. You had the Pocket 1. I only saw the Pocket 3 very recently, Andrew. And I was so impressed with it. And I was gutted when it was just covered in water. But really, it's had no damage whatsoever. I was shocked. Absolutely shocked. Hello, David. How's it going? You bought the Optimus Prime for kit last week. You bought the Optimus Prime kit last week. You mean this one or the fan home one? I don't know. Hello, Daniel. How's it going? Watch your R34 Skyline videos. Love watching your builds. That last Skyline video was quite fiddly, I thought. Very fiddly, actually. Gotta love a fiddly film. You can get silicone covers for it, Wayne. Yeah, I'm gonna probably do that. I really do think that I had it that way round. Now the table that it was on, because it's one of these little bistro tables out on my patio, has holes in it, so the water wouldn't have been able to accumulate. So I'm guessing that would have saved it. And look, the ports are on this side, so as long as this is just a release. This ain't a button. This is a release for that. So I'm guessing that's what saved this. I'm hoping, because it's perfect, absolutely perfect. Next week, you're gonna have a great time, David. Enjoy yourself. I warn you now, the airport of the Dominican Republic is very bumpy, so you don't feel it so much landing, but when you're coming home, you're gonna feel it taking off. Don Grissom, hello. You got a hurricane party going on in Atlanta. Going to be rough south of us with bad stuff here overnight. Oh my God, the weather everywhere, Don, has been an absolute nightmare. There's been no summer. I don't know what's going on. It's crazy. As a matter of fact, they're talking about global warming. You look at everywhere around the world at the moment. There's not one country. Actually, tell a lie. I think I saw one country that was 31 degrees Celsius. Everything else was underneath that. Everywhere. Australia, Africa, everywhere. It was crazy. I think the only place I saw was Ethiopia, around that area. Sudan, I think they have 35. That's the only place I saw yesterday. Crazy stuff. Also, good choice on the Shania Twain. That old. I like a bit of Shania Twain. I do want to get the LP because when we're going to be meeting Ian from Pitstain Hobbies, he's coming to England, and I'm going to be meeting him October the 5th in London, same day that the Bond exhibition and the £25,000 DB5 goes on sale. So I'm going to do some footage of the Burlington Arcade and show you that amazing model, the £25,000 model. But Ian's coming, so I'm going to visit HMV and buy some records. I do want to get Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill album. I used to have that on CD. I do like that album. But haven't been in HMV looking for records in an age. It's going to feel good. It's going to be good. But there you go. And then obviously after October, in November, we got some more Americans. It's an American invasion because Phil and Lou are coming. And I am ecstatic. I can't wait for that. Big time. We're going to have the three amigos together again with rum. Always dangerous. I'm going to bring some rum with me. 2 bottles, actually. We'll bring all the flavoured rum with us and we'll have a tasting session. And I know that Phil wants us all to have a meet-up when we're at Telford. So if you are going to Telford, we'll give you a location and we'll let you know so we can all have a good toast and share the joy in the community. I think it's going to be a great few days, definitely. Has a Agora fan home announced a Megatron? No, not yet. Wayne Weatherwax, how's it going, Wayne? You're sitting in Central Florida. Not much of a storm here yet. Just left 2 days at Universal Studio after we left this AM. They shut down for the storm. I've heard, obviously, the storm in Atlanta, and I do get... You had a storm out there which had a tropical storm rating of 2 or something. It's amazing that we get more weather about America than we do over here. It's but we're flooding everywhere at the moment. Everywhere's flooding. Near to me in Northampton, we've got a place called Billing Aquadrome. They've had to take everyone out of their houses and stuff, and it's like a holiday homes as well because everywhere's flooded. But that floods every year. So I will be doing a stopover. I can't remember how long the stopover is, Bergdis, but I will be flying from. I leave the UK about 1 o'clock. I land in Iceland about, 3 o'clock. And then I go from Iceland to JFK. And I land in JFK at 7 p.m. in the evening. It's going to be pitch black, but I'll just get a taxi to the hotel. I think the yellow cabs in New York charge a flat rate plus tolls. So I don't know, $70 I think to get me from the airport. I've done my homework for that. There's no rush because I've got the Thursday to completely have a look around New York. It's going to be perfect. Creating some B-roll. I'll be creating B-roll. That's what I'm doing. The helicopter build was impressive. Loved how the cockpit came together. Matthias, a couple of things on that. Definitely, pack 1 was the most I've had to do in one pack. Definitely, probably the most impressed I've been on one pack. But something you didn't see is when I was taking it back into the house, I dropped it. I dropped the box. It's very durable. You'll be pleased to know everything still works. What happened? The batteries came out the battery box. Oh, and you remember those things on the back of the seat? One of them came off, so I had to glue that back on. So don't drop your models. That really should have gone on the accident board. But I mean, that board's if I'm having an accident to myself, isn't it? I don't know. What do you think? Do you reckon that should go on the accident board or not? Look, there's a lot of people saying about the Optimus Prime because Lou was asking about that earlier, Greg, and I think that might be the reason why it's delayed at the moment. But I'll try and find out some more information about that for you. Wouldn't the days of that accident include leaving the camera out in the rain? That's another one, Howard. See, I'm wondering. I don't want to change that again. What do you reckon? So dropping a model, is that an accident? Or leaving camera out in the rain? If it's dropping a model, forget leaving the camera out in the rain because I did that later. So that would put me on. What day was that? What day did I do the helicopter? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So that would put me back to 2 if I have to put that on there. I'll let you know. I paint with Penny. How's it going? You're normally working. Well, it's best place to be at the moment, Penny, is in this. I'm in a nice comfy workshop. Look down here. It's not on at the moment, but I've got a lovely little log fire sort of thing, electric log fire. That's going to keep me warm through the winter period. So that's what I like in here. It's going to be nice and cozy. The tattooed zoologist. How the devil are you? We haven't seen you for a little while. But then again, as I said, I just feel out of touch with things because I've been away. I've only been away. Pardon me. I've only been away for 3 days, was it? 3 days, because I left on the Wednesday. But it feels like I've been away for weeks. It's crazy. So God knows what New York's going to be like, especially when I'm a different time zone. 5 hours back, I'm going to be knackered. Do the rotors stow? I don't know. I haven't got a clue. And you think I would have, Wayne, because I saw it at Telford. I'm wondering, see, Agora models are at Telford again this year. So hopefully they'll bring it again and I can get a little bit more information for it. I did see in the IPS magazine that Agora models are going to be there. So that's going to be good. There you go, Lou. You'll be able to ask them yourself if you haven't received the base by November. Hello, Robert. Good to see you too, mate. It would be good. Well, I think that might be happening, Julie, funny enough, because Vincent's going to be coming up to the 80s room with me. So Vincent will be up there. The Shark's going to be up in the 80s room, even though that's 70s, strictly 70s. But, you know, Jaws 2? I don't know. What was Jaws 2? Was that 79, 80, something like that? I don't know. The Gremlins coming up. The Palomino's coming up. Palomino. Yeah, and definitely the Explorer Spaceship. I'll be having a whole workout of new models coming in here. Which is cool. You probably noticed that to get Optimus here, I had to move the space station. So the space station's in the house now. So I can't put that in the 80s room because that was like 60s, wasn't it? 70s, 73, was it? I can't remember. 68, 2001. When did that come out? 2001 film. It came out in 2001. Don't know. It doesn't know. Someone tell me. What year did 2001 come out? 68, I'm sure it did. Yeah, 68. It was 68. Yeah, okay, fair enough. That was my OCD playing up with it. I had to find that out before we move on. Which model was more enjoyable to build, the Mercedes Gullwing or the Mercedes W196R? Oh, I liked the look of the 300 SL Gullwing, and it was easier to go together. So the ones that are easier to go together, David, the ones that I like more, so probably the Mercedes. You met the folks from UK at Universal, complained about your summer there. Yeah, we're British. We just drink tea and complain about the weather and join queues. You can tell a British person by those three things if they're drinking tea, talking about the weather, or just joining random queues. That's us. That's our culture. That's what we do. Although everyone liked liked my last video where I said the word ass, because you Americans say ass. I can't speak American, but I can say ass. And what's the other thing that someone used to tell me? I think you're good to go. I think you're good to go. They say that as well. And I guess so. You say I guess so quite a lot as well. I guess so. Well, that's not an answer. Is that a yes or no? Well, I guess so. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Americans. I'm mocking you. But please feel free to mock my Australian, Wolverhampton, Brummy British accent. I want to remember you was building HMS Victory. What happened to that? Sparky, didn't you see the video? Yeah, that went in the fire. It went in the fire because I couldn't get any more stages for it. I think model space had closed down and that was it. So it was taking up space and it really benefited from making me warm. So that wasn't the only ship that's had the fire. I don't have much luck with wooden ships, you'll find out. So like the HMS Victory hit the fire. And then obviously when Eagle Moss went under, the wooden Titanic, yeah, that went in the fire too. So actually me and wood's not very good. I've got little pyrotechnic tendencies. So I just like setting light to things. I'm a twisted fire starter. Oh, bless. You started back on the DB5. Now, this was the original Eagle Moss DB5 that you took apart and stripped and repainted, yeah? You hopefully have it all back together for Telford. Headlights are back in with some warm, wet LEDs. I bet that's looking good. Yes, definitely go for it, painting. Don't forget to hit the like button. A tight win for the Rams. You know what? I'll be honest, Andrew. I went to bed. I went to bed after the second quarter because I thought this is going to be scary. And when I woke up in the morning, I was pleasantly surprised. So I've got DAZN, so I watched the game in 40 minutes. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But, you know, my son's a Miami Dolphins fan, and apparently sorry, we're talking NFL. I promise I'll get off this in a second. The Miami Dolphins are voted now the worst team in the league because the Carolina Panthers scored 36 points this week. So 36, they scored 36 points in that game. So crazy stuff. Yes, Mark. Great meeting you too. Now, Mark was doing all the pyrotechnics at Duxford, and I envy your job. Anyone who works with like things that go bang, yeah, you must love it. But I don't know. Do you still have that ringing in your ears? Do you remember that scene in Good Morning Vietnam where it's like, "Hey, where are you? I'm an artillery. Hey, can I play anything for you? Yeah, play anything. Just play it loud, okay?" Oh, great job. But yes, Mark, nice meeting you. 4 times in 9 weeks. That's crazy. I got it the wrong way round, Paul. Yes, Mrs. World of Wayne loves Kate Bush. As a matter of fact, she bought 2 Kate Bush CDs. This is the first time we get this hi-fi and we've started, you know, buying CDs. I forgot the pleasure of buying LPs and CDs, you know. Looking great. But yeah, she bought 2 Kate Bush albums and she also bought Fleetwood Mac, I think. Was it Fleetwood Mac, Mrs. World of Wayne? And I think she's been on eBay tonight buying something as well. I've whet her appetite now, so she's buying loads. Wayne Watson, hello from cloudy Florida. You know what? When I used to go to Florida, Wayne, now I went to Florida in 1997, 2002, 2003, and 2007. I always went in September because for us Brits, it's the cheap time of year to go because all the kids are back at school. And the weather was always perfect, apart from you'd have some sort of torrential downpour for an hour in the afternoon. And occasionally you'd get the tornado warnings on the TV, but they never come to fruition. But I've always thought September to be really hot, but I suppose it's tornado season, isn't it still? Not good. Do you know if the 1.6 scale Aston Martin is the same as 1.8 version? I don't know. Dean, I tried to get some more information on that and I got nothing. It was definitely not in my stores in Canvey. So I couldn't even get to look at it. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see if that comes out. Now, I haven't got any assets for me to show you this, but Chris's collection, if you haven't seen Chris's collection, he's a friend on my YouTube channel. Just type in Chris Collection. He's a French guy who does lots of partwork model builds. You've probably seen on the Nexus, Kevin's site as well. They've bought out a trial, just like ET, but for Yoda. So having a large scale Yoda that's all singing, all dancing, just like ET, that already said, I want it. I want it as soon as I saw it. So I don't know how long that's going to be in trial for. I'm guessing it's 4 stages. In the first stage, you do get the whole head section, just like ET, of Yoda as well. But I think that's going to be pretty cool. I do like these larger scale figures. I can see 20 years down the line, I've got a whole entourage of film figures in the background just looking at me. Back in my Blockbuster days, they used to send us what we used to call FSDUs, freestanding display units. I used to collect the figures that they used to put. And again, I used to have a montage of figures in my room. Pretty cool. Ah, the old FSDUs. You can't beat them. I need to get a Sinclair. I couldn't just fit a Sinclair C5 in there. But I'll tell you something I want, Andrew. Now, this is one of these things where you kick yourself for doing this, yeah? I used to have an orange Raleigh chopper with the original gear stick, with the hoop at the back, and it was in perfect condition. Now, probably about 15 years ago, I sold that bike for £400. You look at how much they cost now for exact same bike, probably £2,500 to £3,000. But I'd love to get a Raleigh chopper again. Orange Raleigh chopper bike with a gear stick in the middle. I miss my bike. I do have a Rubik's Cube. I've got a Rubik's Snake as well, Alan. And the dogs. What about the dogs? The dogs won't go out in this rain, that's for sure. Is Eaglemoss Titanic coming back, or is Fan Home Optimus available? I'm guessing Fan Home Optimus will probably come back if it's not available at the moment. I don't think you're ever going to see the Eaglemoss Titanic again. Christmas fireside chat. Yes, please. I can't wait. You know what? In November, I start to do the Christmas quiz. So I need to have a good think about what we're going to be quizzing this year. Should be quite fun. I'll let you know the dates as well. It's normally the last Thursday before Christmas. But remember, I'm not here over Christmas. I'm not here from the 23rd to 28th, 29th, because I'm in a log cabin in Scotland in the middle of nowhere. So that's going to be fun. Your name is John. Hello, John. Is the Fan Home Optimus worth it? I'm loving the build at the moment. The arm that we just did was quite a challenge, but looking good. Looking good. We've got to build another arm now. Just like this Optimus, actually. You've got to remember that perhaps the head and the torso are different, but you are building the same arm each side, the same leg each side. It goes back to my argument about trying to build a Star Wars AT-AT or the X-Wing. That, you know, you've got to build 4 wings or 4 legs. So it's all the same. Perhaps we should try a build where we're building Doc Ock arms from Spider-Man. Can you imagine that? We've got to do 8 of them. Crazy. Hi, Andy. How's it going? Thank you for your Jaws shirt. It was going to be in Benidorm on a lad's holiday. Oh, wicked. So everyone, if you didn't know, I've lost so much weight, I had to get rid of all of my shirts, which I absolutely loved. Because they don't fit me. They're 2XL and I'm a large now. So I sent every single one of them out. If you're in the UK and you requested one, you should have yours now. There was 3 folks in the US which only got sent out yesterday. So I know that's Ramon. Who asked me yesterday? Was it you, Greg? Someone asked me yesterday. There's 3 anyway. They've been posted out now. One's a Fight Club shirt. I can't remember the other 2. Mrs. Rhoda Wayne handled all of that. But they've all gone. So the last time I wore my Jaws shirt was at Wonderfest when they had the Jaws banquet at the end of the night. But yeah, it don't fit me anymore. So, and I can't get any more because the company that make them don't exist anymore. There's a company called Hub Closet. Now, there is a Chinese company called Who Shops, that's what they're called. HOOSHOPS. So I might need to do some shopping on there because I do like a good loud shirt. You've been on the M25 in this terrific rain. I don't think of any faster than 60 miles an hour. Rain's terrible. Where I'm going in Brazil is currently 38. Wow. This was yesterday though, Jim. But 38, yeah, that's more like it, isn't it? I don't blame you, mate. I guarantee that I'd be living in Brazil if the weather was constantly like this in the UK. But you know, Australia's now coming into their summer, so Australia's getting a little bit hot now, isn't it? Hi, John. How's it going? You had a busy week doing up the house, but the best part is I've now got two hobby rooms, and one for the Gundam kits and one for the part work kits. That's wicked. You know what? I can have the Gundam kits in that other room as well. I can actually display them. Wayne, your room is now full of robots. It is. It's all robots everywhere, apart from that car behind me. I suppose you could even class the mechanical shark as some sort of like robot, couldn't you? It was late 30s in Tunisia last week. Wow. Global warming isn't about the current air temperatures, it's about the averages. I don't know. I'm just telling you that the way I see it at the moment, You can give me all the statistics you want, but I just think everywhere's cooler at the moment and full of rain, lots of rain. But that probably because, you know, more seawater is evaporating. Perhaps that's right. Because of warming, and that's why we got all these storms that are happening at the moment. Hi Craig, how's it going? Afternoon from Atlanta, Georgia. I watched Pitstain's Hobbies video of your what was it, Hobbyland there or something? Wow, it looks pretty cool. I do like your Americans' hobby lobbies and your hobby worlds, and we ain't got nothing like that in the UK. It's raining here in Georgia. I'm sitting here watching my favourite YouTube people. Are you going to do any new videos on the Pocket build? Not at the moment. At the moment, Ken, if that's actually with Horlicks, who's going to be building that. Because I just don't have time at the moment to build that. Hi, Mark. How's it going? I've answered that already. Am I behind on chat again? Oh God, I'm 15 minutes behind on chat. Okay, I will speed up. Craig, you're behind on your builds at the moment. Join the club. Oh, that's interesting though. Restoring your grandfather's old rowboat. Wow. You should post pictures of that sort of thing up there, Craig. People would be interested in that. Billy Gatkajo, you've been there many times for car shows. Good place. Yes, underwater at the moment. Some boat shows might be good there. Not so much car shows. Oh, it was you who bumped into me at the station. Ferrari 2000G. Yeah, definitely you. Have you seen the trial of the Yoda? I have seen the trial for the Yoda. It was, it looks absolutely brilliant. I do want to get hold of it. But as you can see, I'm a lot more awake than when you last saw me. Bless you. It was great meeting you. That's when I knew I was back home again. It's good to see a friendly face. But thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, I think the accident bore only counts when blood spilled. And when blood spilled on camera as well, more to the point. Because, we need to, yeah. we need more accidents on camera. You need a clumsy board as well. Oh, God. No. Maybe just a personal accident board. I meant on the way home, just ask Icelandic Air. Oh, right, okay. If you want to see some of Reykjavik or get scared by my driving. I'll have to check. It's going to be an experience just going to Iceland. But it's good that it breaks the journey up, Bergdis, because it said 3 hours. I could do 3 hours, but then it's the 6 hours to New York after that. Dropping the model is accident, as long as it's not done on purpose. No, I didn't do it on purpose. Oh, James boy, here we go. Did I tell you I wanted to make a model piano? Just couldn't decide what scale I should use. Very good. It's normally Pringles Leaf that's doing that. Wow. Steve's got a package from Fan Home for the Millennium Falcon build that they were not supposed to send because my subscriptions are suspended. Okay. But had you already paid for one before you suspended the subscription, Steve? Is that what happened? I don't know. No, not better at work. I'm feeling really ill and I just got my PC back from the repair shop after I thought I blew it up. But luckily, I have one stage below man flu, so I'll be okay. It's not good. It's not good. I had a cough, I don't know, a couple of months ago. That's why I got me inhalers here, you see, just in case. Thank God it's gone, but it's one of these 100-day cough things. I didn't think I was ever getting rid of it. I thought I'd got to that age where I was going to cough all the time. But there is a flu going around everywhere at the moment. So take care of yourselves, Penny, that's for sure. I think they have... He's working in the warehouse. The blades do fold on the 1/1 scale, Apache. Oh, wow. I've seen the blades fold up on the Sea King. It's quite impressive when I went to with Airfix to see the Sea King. Any word on the next Robocop pack? Yes, it's been sent out, Matthias, so that should be here shortly. The only other thing that I haven't had any news of at the moment is ET. Every other build, I think, is on the way. So, the Mustang, everything, apart from ET. So, don't know what's happened there. PS1 wasn't. PS1 was 1994, Jacob, and the reason I know that was because I went to the original opening or announcement of it. Sony run a press day in Heathrow. I was working for Blockbuster Video at the time, and Blockbuster sent me across to check it out. And yeah, I loved it. We were playing Tekken, from what I remember. Black Hole was 70s, was it? 79? I guess. I'm going to sneak some things in anyway, because there's some 90s stuff I'm sneaking in. Today, Mrs. World Away, is she on here? Today I bought a rotary phone. I've got a rotary phone that's going to be in that room. And our telephone system still works on rotary phones, so I had to make sure it was working as well. Hearing that distinctive ring was quite fun. So we had a discussion of which movie dragged on Star Trek the Motion Picture or 2001 that could have been shortened more. Probably Star Trek the Motion Picture for me. I just think I don't know. 2001 is a spectacle to watch, but there's only so many shots of the Enterprise I want to see. That they dragged that bit out, and I mean, they should have really, didn't they? I mean, look at the people hadn't seen that ship for a while, and they wanted to see what this refit ship looked like. So, but if you want a movie that dragged on, Blade Runner. I'm going to keep saying Blade Runner, and whatever that next Blade Runner was, Blade Runner 20,224. I don't know what it was, but yeah. That was a dragging on movie. Inception. I hated Inception as well. That's another movie that dragged on for me. Didn't like it at all. It's okay to make fun of you. Say what? Say free for your wise. Say free for your what? Oh, nobody can speak American, Wayne. It's English only for simple folk who can't smell or speak what they say. I don't know. I mean, the Americans, I noticed that Ian was talking about dioramas. When we say dioramas, is that right? We've already had the argument about Falcon and Falcon. But, you know, the Americans, leisure. What the hell's leisure? Leisure. It's leisure. Mobile. A mobile phone, not a mobile. A mobile? I don't know. There's so many differences, though. This is normally what conversation degenerates to when we're at Wonderfest. How I say different things. And then we have an argument about how it should be said. Wayne, there is other manufacturers produce full kit with, yeah, I know, what's the word, Akato or something? They make them. I'm really not in a position to make some. It's such a time dump, a wooden ship. And realistically, John builds iconic miniature models will tell you, they take so much time. His Victory looks absolutely amazing, but the amount of time he's put into that. There we go. Look, Bird just said it. I can't pronounce it. Okray. Is that right? Talking about pronunciations, I'm probably the last person you want to know. I'm hoping I was saying buongiorno and buonasera and prego right when I was in Italy. I don't know. I don't think it's a case of not keeping the builds. I do think it's a case that they want to... this is me speculating, but I do think that they'd rather have a whole bunch of people doing the model and following it through to continuation rather than dribs and drabs ordering it here and there and them having to either have a stockpile of it or doing one-off orders, which must cost a fortune, I would have thought. So I think that's why I think collections probably stop and then get restarted later on so they can have a whole wealth of customers buying that one again. Pretty much like R2-D2, actually. That got launched again. So there'll be a new generation of people building that. You have a lot of LPs that I listen to all the time. Records are coming back. Definitely. When I first heard the sounds of that record player, Steve, I had a big smile on my face. Matter of fact, the first record I played was, I think, Bat Out of Hell. Meatloaf's Bat Out of Hell. And then I played the Karate Kid 3 soundtrack with the brilliant names of Glenn Medeiros. Do you remember Glenn Medeiros? But I couldn't find my record for the... I remember I showed you the sleeve for Batman and Breakfast Club. I couldn't find the record, so I think they've gone, unfortunately. If you want a challenge, then do a wood build, definitely. Definitely, yeah. Once you've done the hull, then... Because the hull is not too bad. The fairing of the hull gets a bit bad. And then, yeah, doing the tiny details. Oh, my God. Maybe we can get you live side next time at Duxford and fire some of the pyros. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. You know what? I've already got... Look, you're going to be impressed with this. If I can get this off. Stand by. Mark, you're going to love this. My brother was in the military. And he bought me his military headphones. Or ear defenders. Look at this. I can't hear a thing when I've got these on. So I keep them for such situations. Hi, Wayne. Is there a website that has the videos of the Lotus Renault? Not that I know of. Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about the Ayrton Senna Lotus or the? Because I get confused with the 97T and the 70. Oh, I've forgotten. The Pocker one and the Aristide Collectibles one. You wouldn't mind a Darth Vader part word? That'd be cool, especially if we've got Yoda coming out. Wow. With all the movie figures, you're going to look like E.T. among the stuffed animals. Yeah, that's exactly the look I want to go for, Matthias. Exactly the look. As a matter of fact, that would be my header card. It would just be my head. First bike you ever crashed was a chopper. Well, I had a BMX before. No, did I have a BMX after that? No, I had the chopper first, then I got a BMX afterwards. BMX Mongoose, I think it was. That was a lovely bike as well. It was all in, talking about American colours, it was all blue with white stars all over it. So it looked like you're part of your USA flag. And the metal had this like a metallic paint on it as well, blue metallic paint. But I miss that, but I do miss my chopper more. Look at that. The innuendos are just flying out the window on my first night back. Talking about my chopper now, you know. Yeah, it's just a trial, Ray. I checked with them, so yeah, it's just a trial, and I think the trial's finished as well. So, chopper bike nutbuster, yeah, it had some sort of suspension, but it didn't suspend anything. You had a grifter, wow. Well, the choppers had the big seats, and it had the thing on the back which says, "Warning: do not give passengers rides." But why would they have a big seat? I always gave passenger rides. And then later on in the day of BMXs, you had those peg things you could screw onto the back wheels, so people could just ride on the back wheel of your bike. Bikes were freedom for most of us. Yeah, definitely. Allowing going places our parents never knew of. Yeah, I went to some places which I'm glad my parents never found out I went to. Yes, I was probably up to no good. But weren't we all? That's what childhood is. We want to explore that abandoned house. Or go down in the storm drains. I did that. I went to the storm drains. That was pretty scary. Stephen King's It was out, I think, in 1984, but I hadn't read it yet. Trying to think, actually. I went on holiday to Mallorca in 1980. So I read It, Stephen King's It, on Mallorca in 1989. But I was exploring storm drains in 1984. Not good. You, Mrs. Worldaway, and the dogs for Xmas quiz. I don't know if the dogs would stay out here. We bought them these really good beds, Will, where they can actually climb into them and like bury themselves. Because Dachshunds just like burying themselves for some reason. It's weird. Yeah, the dogs, they're Dachshunds or Dachshunds. They don't believe in rain. They won't go out in the rain. So we have to really kick them out. So, yes, I will be doing that. A lot of people have asked that. Just because I'm doing the refit for my nephew on my Patreon channel, have I stopped doing the other one? No, I haven't stopped. I will be getting back onto that. It's just I've had so many new builds coming. I'm trying to keep on top of it at the moment. They are all down in that gap there, along with the DeLoreans and Millennium Falcon. So I've got quite a few packs, actually. We're talking like 6 or 7 packs to do. So, of each. So there's like 21 boxes down there, but I've sort of condensed them down into one box. 12 weeks to the Xmas quiz. It's going to be cool. You're sending me the... Yes, Matthias. Yes, see, Fight Club shirt got sent out yesterday. Yeah, definitely. The only thing is Mrs. Worldaway didn't send it with tracking, so that can take between 4 and 6 weeks. Lou, when I send you stuff, though, you get it in a week sometimes, so don't know. But yeah, it's definitely on its way, Matthias. Oh, there we go. Mrs. Worldaway just said there. Oh, it's supposed to out this evening. There you go. Hobby Lobby is amazing, but they actually have a pretty poor plastic model selection. Ah, crazy. And Jason Smith. I know a Jason Smith. I sent you a link to a 3D model on Instagram of the ship from The Last Starfighter. I thought it was amazing. On Instagram. I'll have to check my Instagram accounts. Me trying to figure out social media, Jason's a blimmin' nightmare, I tell you. My phone will ping at me and say I've got a message. Can I find it? No. Can't figure out phones. And another thing, which I haven't told Mrs. Worldaway about, I've scratched my phone. I've got a big scratch in my phone, and I normally have a screen protector, but I didn't. So, I'm not due an upgrade till next year, so it's going to have to bear with me. Hi, Wayne from New Zealand. I had to take the top and bottom parts apart 4 times on the Corvette before finally getting everything right. It looks fantastic when finished. See, now that's what makes me nervous, Ross. See, I haven't got many stages left to do. I'm confident. I'm confident if you get the wires tidied, then it should go on okay. But we'll have to see. If we're causing global warming, what caused the last ice age? Maybe planetary orbits, gravity wells, and the sun. Who knows? Don't get me started on climate change. Do not eat the fermented shark in Iceland. I've heard about fermented whale meat. I saw who was doing that. I watched The Dice Man, a guy called Russell Harris. He's actually got an Airbnb in Lyme Regis. Lyme, I don't know, up near Manchester, a place called Lyme Regis. I don't know where it is. He tried some of that fermented whale blubber or something, and yeah. You hadn't paid beforehand. That's interesting. Can you see your account online, Steve? Just because normally the account online shows you what's been sent out. 2001 runtime was 2 hours 29 minutes. Star Trek 2 hours 19 minutes. Oh, not too much in it then. Just had a Chinook fly over the caravan, really low, and you could feel the blade pulse. Wow. I'll tell you what, that F-35 that I saw at Duxford, talk about make your heart murmur. It was really deep and booming. Yeah, I'm exactly with you, Chris. I support you. Definitely. You had a Sega Master System in the 80s and a Mega Drive. Never had the Master System, did have the Mega Drive. Definitely got to have a Mega Drive there. And I had an N64 as well. With Rogue Squadron, was that the game? A Star Wars game. I was always playing on it. Blinding game it was. Star Trek, the slow motion picture. Hi, Andrew. How's it going? Missed the start of stream, but here now. Oh, cool. We've been talking very random tonight. Absolutely random tonight. Global warming is the planetary orbit of our planet's orbit is elliptical, not circular. Any film with Kevin Costner drags on. No, Dances with Wolves was wicked. Waterworld was wicked. One of my favourite Kevin Costner films, which everyone seems to hate for some reason, Tin Cup, the golfing one. I love that film. Untouchables, that was wicked. God, you can't knock Kevin Costner. Although Horizon, his new one, the cowboy one, that did drag on a little bit. But that was sort of like a story starter. So, you remember our conversation on Wonderfest about pronunciations? Every time I go to America, Steve, guaranteed we're going to have a talk about pronunciations. Tell you what dragged on, the Karate Kid. No, it didn't. And Lou, I'm glad you mentioned that. There's something I want, right? But I don't know how big your suitcase is when you come over to the UK. Because I always was after the Casablanca soundtrack for the Karate Kid, Casablanca Records. Now, I can get it on CD, but it's all right, budget label. But you can get the LP from America. So, I was wondering if, like, I get it sent to you. You can bring it over. But it's not cheap. It's like, I saw one for $50. I think one was $90 as well. But they want like $40 to bring it to the UK. And then God knows how much customs I have to pay on that. But yeah, I do agree with you, Lou, that the Karate Kid with Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan really dragged on. It was boring. Because I know you're not talking about the William Zabka, Ralph Macchio and Pat Morita one. Because, that was just like, that was gold mine of film. That was like, perfection personified. I need my pop filter for that. You agree, but Wayne wouldn't. I love Dances with Wolves. That's a wicked film. We're going to have to say, night, John. Take care, mate. Be good. It really matters where in the US pronunciations vary widely. We here in New York State pronounce it diorama, not a diorama, not oh, right, okay. That's weird. I'll find out when I'm in New York, Brian. I'm walking here. Yes, I've heard of that company as well. The Artesania Latina. They are simpler than. Well, I can't do any of them at the moment. I haven't got the time. You remember Glenn Medeiros? Ah, Glenn Medeiros, brilliant. You're going to get the Jaws Lego soon. Brilliant build. I'm sure Will's Workshop will testify for that as well, because he did it on the channel as well. Hi, Todd. How's it going? Todd, you'll have to watch the start of the stream, because we were talking about our buddy, the Pocket 3, and how you can leave it out in the rain. Wait, with those headphones, look like Lobot from Empire Strikes Back. Hey, I could cosplay as that. I'm trying to think of what I could go to New York Comic Con as. Yeah. Strickland, take the glasses off. Lose the beard. It's amazing how much they block the sound out. They block it. I've got noise cancelling headphones, but they're not a patch on that. Those things are crazy. Anti-Mrs. World Air Defenders. Yeah, it used to work, Jim, but then I found it become a bit too obvious when I put them on. She kind of notices. I can't do it subtly. Hi, Mark. What's the weather like in Cromer at the moment? It must be hell, because the weather fronts are going your direction, so not good. If any of the partwork companies come out with the Apollo lunar landing, they will get filthy rich. Well, Model Space bought out the Apollo lunar landing. I actually did a trial of it, Ken, and the completed version of that trial is sitting in the Agora Models offices in Canterbury, because I've seen it. I would love them to bring that out. Absolutely love them. I think I mentioned it to James at the time when he said it was a very difficult and fiddly model to do. I think it had some issues as well. And I was like, I don't care. I'd like that model. It's brilliant. I'd love to build it. So brilliant build it look, though. Definitely. Koi fish always travel in groups of 4. If attacked, koi A, B, and C will scatter, leaving behind the decoy. Oh, very good. No, I wear them because he just moans at me. Yeah, I moan at you all the time, constantly, don't I? Have you made any Lego? Only the Jaws one that I did on the live stream. I haven't done Lego for years. Really, it's my son that should be in here because, yeah, he's the Lego builder in the family. If your mum and dad found out what you were up to, they would have hung, drawn, and quartered me. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I went into an abandoned house. We had a house that the whole front side of it had fallen off, so you could see each floor of the house. That didn't stop me going in to explore the place. I didn't even think at the time that the house could fall down, but yeah, we did that. No problems at all. I think the scariest thing I did was going down a storm drain, actually a pipe system, and it's being pit. I had the brightest flashlight I could have, shining it down there, and it was still black. Couldn't see the end, but there's me traveling down it, thinking how many leeches must be in the water here. But yeah, pretty scary stuff. Probably wouldn't do it now I've read it and don't want Pennywise down there or anything like that. The easiest part work to build would be the monolith from 2001. Can you imagine that? It'll be like, done. There's an expensive fix on that phone. Had to replace the screen on my brother's and it's like 200. No, I mean, it's only a scratch. I mean, you don't notice it when the screen's on. It's just me being fussy, but it's just an excuse to get a new one next year. I was going to keep that one for a few years, but yeah, I can't do that now. Ah. Yes, you can see your fan home account online. I haven't been looking at it since subscriptions are suspended and they haven't sent my missing stage. I would try and contact and find out what's going on then, Steve. Because something screwy is going on there, definitely. Wayne, you said it's hard to find small gauge electrical wire in the UK. The wire inside Cat 6 cables are like 32 gauge. Yeah, but I don't want to go stripping Cat 6 cables when the AWG 30s, is it, or 26, they've got intertwined wires all ready to make for you. But you are right. Even telephone wire is quite thin as well. If I strip that, but you only get like 4 wires in that. You had the N64 GoldenEye, yeah. I think everyone had that. The worst Dragon movie for me is Star Trek The Motion Picture. Does everyone agree with the whole philosophy that all odd number Star Trek movies were terrible and all even numbers were quite good? Don't know. See, I like Search for Spock. No, it's the other way around, isn't it? Because I hated Final Frontier. So yeah, so Wrath of Khan was wicked. Voyage Home was wicked. Undiscovered Country was wicked. First Contact was wicked. You need to be careful. A vinyl record doesn't warp in a suitcase. Yeah, that's true, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. I'd bring it back with me when I go to America, but I'd have to hold it like a pizza. Because, you know, there's only 2 of that Karate Kid record on eBay at the moment. And I'm like, oh. And, you know, I've already got all the songs. That's what gets me. I just want the record. It's a collectible thing. You could use your ear defenders as Princess Leia cosplay. I could. I think a lot of people would do that lunar lander. I'm going to keep pitching that to Agora models. I'll keep nudging James and just say, look, you know that thing you got in your office? You need to bring it out. The simple screw, I couldn't agree with more, Wayne Weatherwax, definitely. One screw holding that wheel in, and most of them either go in really wobbly or they just don't seem to take the job on. Needs to be something a bit more industrial, that's for sure. I liked the Star Trek reboot. I really did. Not so much... I didn't mind Into Darkness as well, but I didn't like From Beyond. I thought that was terrible. So, there you go. It's been a fun stream. It has been a fun stream. Is it that time? It's that time of night. Wow, that's gone quick. Crazy. Okay, so as I said, Titanic on the channel tomorrow. There might be a video out this weekend, not sure. And then I'm here all next week. There might be a podcast coming out soon where we interview Fohammer. If you don't know who Fohammer is, he's the guy who does a lot of the 3D printing and resin printing, giving some advice on the next podcast stream. But I'll let you know when that's coming out. But thank you all for joining me tonight. I'm going to do my Naked Gun ending and try not to cut you all off in the process. Other than that, take care.